Alrighty then, Successful Indie Author 5-Minute Focus, episode 643. No formulas. No formulas. There's Stanley. He's up because it's light out and he wants to go outside, but it's way too cold. It's like 9 degrees, so I can't take him. Anyway, here we are. No formula. There are no set steps to success. There are recipes, but these are general recipes with various things that you can do. And one thing we tout in 20 Books to 50K is it's a smorgasbord. You pick and choose what works for you. You pick your leafy greens, you pick your vegetables, you pick your entrees, you pick your desserts, lots of desserts, and then you move forward. The most important thing I can emphasize is it starts with a great story. And if it's nonfiction, it starts with a great topic that you address and attack with great zeal and in a way that the people looking to be educated, they can learn from that. So a great story, a great book. That's first and foremost. Now, your first book isn't necessarily going to be great, and that's okay. You can learn. It's still, the story has to be great. Everybody can come up with a great story, even if you can't necessarily translate that through the written word into a compelling book. Not yet. It takes practice. Everything worth doing is worth doing well, which means you got to practice at it. And what better way to practice than get paid for your practice by writing that first draft, doing the best you can on it, and getting it out there, and then getting that feedback, and then writing the second story. So you connect the story to the readers. Write a great book, put it in the right reader's hands. Got to write the great book first and foremost. And I would suggest writing a book in a genre that you read. Not all of a sudden, hey, people in lit RPG are making a lot of money, I'm going to write one of those, and not having ever read one. Or look at romance. Oh my God, they're dominating the top 10. Let me write a romance. Do you read them? That is so important. It's not just throwing something together and calling it something. It needs to be something. So you can't make a car that looks like a motorcycle. You make a car that looks like a car. And then you turn the readers into fans. Deliver it to those readers that you know because you read that genre. You've studied it because, once again, you're a professional now. You've written a book. Study that. Okay, yes, these readers who like this book should like my book because the story is along those same lines. It should tickle those same pleasure centers in the mind, give them that great imagination rush, and everybody's happy. They buy my book. I get money. I can write more books. Everybody wins. Turn those readers into fans. Have a conversation with them. You can do that through social media or a newsletter. Hey, you liked my first book? Please join my newsletter and let's talk about the second book or the third book or the characters or the various artwork that we can twist in around and give you some visuals for this book and the stories going forward. Turn those readers into fans by having that conversation with them because we can do that nowadays. This isn't the old days where you try to get interviewed by magazines that you hope readers of that genre read. We can do it directly now. And then you deliver more great stories, better and better as you go. Formula. How formulaic is that? Write a great story, put it in the right reader's hands. A lot of stuff goes into that. Pick and choose that which you are willing to do. Don't say, well, I have to do this. I have to do a newsletter, so let me do the most painful thing I could ever imagine and write a newsletter. If it's that bad for you, hire somebody to do it for you, but you need to know how to do it first. You can not like it, but then you still need to know how to do it. Not a formula, but that's a principle. So principles are different than formulas where it's step by step. Do this, then this, then this. There's none of that. Read, write, give out, put into the right reader's hands. Principles are not a step-by-step approach. Whether you start your newsletter before you finish the book or well after you've already written a bunch of books, that's up to you. How do you want to have that conversation with the readers? Be wary of anyone who guarantees your success. I like Mark Dawson's self-publishing formula. It says formula, but it's principles. And it's general, here's stuff. And it's information, it's knowledge, it's wisdom from experience. That is a great class because it tells you here's what can be done. And once again, you get to pick and choose. Geez, I'm not going to do Facebook ads. That seems like a big waste of money. But I do like TikTok. So let me dive in. Hey, guess what? There's a module on TikTok. Go do it. See what has been done, how to improve your chances of being successful, and then Look at the various other things you can do. Pick and choose what works for you without overwhelming yourself. You don't want to do something that is so inherently painful and then say, hey, I'm a professional now because I do stuff that sucks and I hate it. Hey, we got day jobs for that kind of stuff, so don't do that with your writing. Do what you need to do. Learn it well, and if you hate it that bad, find somebody else to do it for you because you already know how to do it, and it needs to be done. Conversations with the readers really, really vaults your platform to a new level. All right? Hopefully all of that stuff, extemporaneizing, has helped. You can't have a formula, but you can have principles that you need to adhere to in order to better your chances to be wildly successful in this business called publishing and authoring. Peace, fellow humans.